Yo, 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 yo. We back. Good morning, everybody. I've got a question. What if the world isn't falling apart, but being built? Maybe it's just me, but I'm seeing a lot of apocalyptic energy as of late. And maybe they're right. I don't know. But I do know that the way we answer that question changes the way we live today. Around here, we see every painting as a bridge. This one is a bridge to our self-worth. Today, I'm continuing the work on Gerald the Clown, and while I paint, we're going to explore a simple idea. Why do I believe everything begins as a cube? Now let's get to painting. Yeah. Yeah. So what we got? We got these clowns right here. Look at these clowns. But we're going to be working on this clown right over here. I do apologize about the angle, but only a little bit. Let me see if I can do something to help. Yeah, man, what's going on with us, bro? Why is it so hot outside? I feel like we're suffering from information inflammation. Everything everyone's got to say is the most important thing in the world. And they're willing to cut themselves to prove it. It's intense, man. It's intense. And who am I to judge? I'm out there with them. Hey, come check this painting out. I done made this painting. You need to see it. You want to feel better about yourself? You want to understand? All right, let me cut it out. You know, I'm not saying those things to definitely don't want to be adding. But I can't help but think, if this was the end of the world, if this truly is the end, are we responding appropriately? Okay. So, most of us at this point of life are familiar with, I'm jumping ever so slightly. I'm going straight into painting stuff, nerd stuff, got a nerd out on you. Most of us are familiar with the atomic structures, right? We understand that there are protons, electrons, and neutrons. And I'm in the field. I'm in the group that believes that what's true at the microscopic is also true at the macroscopic. Yes, perceptions may change, but the structure does not. What you saying, bro? I don't know what I'm saying. I really don't. And this is hard for, I'm saying it out loud because it's hard for me to understand, and I'm like kind of working through it with you all. But so while the atom are those three things, the thing that it's mostly made of is space, right? Okay. We're going to get through this. I think we can. Okay, so the So the cube, right? Man, let me just paint it, bro. I'm actually painting it right now as we speak. I already started. The first thing that I did was I made the straight line, but now I'm using the space to adjust our perception of that straight line. Boy, that's some heady stuff. I kind of apologize, but I don't. So like, we will paint the electron, we will paint the neutron, we will paint the proton, but we will also paint the space. What's that got to do with the cube? So those things move. They're moving, right? And in their movement, the cube is formed. No, they're moving a sphere. Yes, they move in a sphere, but movement has consequence. The square is the limit of the consequence. The cube is the limit of the consequence. Oh, there it is. Ooh, Jesus, that was like giving birth. Okay, pause. That was not like giving birth. I've witnessed that. And to imagine that, like, a human being could be the same after giving birth is ridiculous. Life-changing event. I mean, you're talking about life passing through your life. All right, I digress. All right, awesome. So we made this plane, right? It was straight just a moment ago, but now we started to paint in the space. We're going to continue this idea, this thought. I'm gonna add a little bit of tone. I mean, tone? Oh, I'm gonna add just a little bit of color. I'm gonna paint this back, this red all the way back. Oh, guess what I didn't do? I ain't got enough black on there, so it ain't quite working. Now I gotta paint this black inside of the shape that I painted. All right, now we got more paint in there. We can do what we need to do. More paint volume, to be technical. I don't mind being technical, not even a little bit. Not with y'all, that's what y'all came here for, some technicalities. All right, and since we're on the topic of technicalities just for a moment, you see, yesterday, you see what had happened was I was trying something new. And what I decided was, moving forward, in the event that I can't finish the lesson within an hour, I'm not gonna post it to YouTube, right? I'll still cut it down, and you can find it on what's that thing? What's that other show called? The Short Show. The show with all the shorts on it. One of them shows. All right, TikTok or Instagram. The other thing that I've decided is that I'm not gonna force it. Like yesterday, I had the idea, right? I spent all of the rest of yesterday trying to figure out what I could do for today. I just couldn't bring it together. But I was like, man, why am I like sweating about that? Let's just go back to what we were doing before. Because, let the other format be the exception, if anything. Still, once again, I digress. All right, so what am I doing right now? I am making a cube. We're going to start with the top part of his arm. All right, we're just going to turn the top part of his arm into a cube. This is the back side. That is not in the light, not directly at least. And then this is the front side of the cube. This side is in the light. But what are our rules for objects in the light? The first color we put down is white. Oh, no. Yes, you messed up. All right, and this represents the light that this side of the cube is in. Every object is a cube. This is something the Egyptians understood. Were the pyramids reduced? Interesting. Who knows? I wasn't there. Probably 1,000 different ways you can make them pyramids. All right, boom. And now the light is stronger than the dark, so we fade the light to the edge of the dark. And that gives us an arm. Or at least the structure of an arm. That gives us the protons, the neutrons, and the electrons. Now we need to make the space in between. How do we paint? What rules do we follow as we paint? We paint from the back to the front, from the left to the right, from the top to the bottom. All right, so I'm going to paint the space that belongs to this arm, or the space that defines this arm. Okay. If this was the end, what does that change? I would hope it would change a lot for you. You know, for me personally, it drives me to want to press, to do more. In a bunch of different ways. You know, what's the purpose? Why are we here? Why are you here? My company is here to help people see themselves, each other, and their stories in new and different ways. But that's a mission, right? My purpose, I believe, is to help people feel seen, heard, and understood. I mean, that's a purpose I've adopted, especially lately. But I believe that's what, and y'all know, if you don't, you're about to find out. Jesus is my homeboy, best friend. I'm on the road with him. I swear I am, or at least I want to be. If I ain't with him, then I want to be. And he asked Martha. He asked her. He said, you know, why are you worried about that stuff? Tomorrow's got enough troubles on its own. I'm mixing scripture. I am. But Lord, forgive me. I mean, that's not the point. the point, I mean, he said it then. He said it to a different group. Or did he say it to? Look, he was telling Martha, the reason that we're here is not for you to start getting busy cleaning a house and preparing a meal. All right, I just fed 5,000 people with like 2 loaves of bread and like 5 fish. Like, we're gonna get food. Don't worry about that. The reason that we're here is to be here together. So if this is the end, who are you pulling together? Who are you going to go see? And I've said this before, you know, I experienced this directly myself not too long ago, certainly within the time of working on this painting. I felt so bad because I found myself majoring in the minors. All right, so the cube thing, I'm bouncing between these two ideas. Maybe they're connected. Who knows? I'm suffering from cube syndrome right now as we speak. I'm getting glare, and I'm not sure where I'm getting it from. But it's kind of funny that I'm experiencing it right now. It's what I wanted to talk about. All right, so I'm gonna have to make a new cube. A cube of light. Today's session is being supported by Bang energy drinks, as well as Smart Water. I got up early this morning. I'm so self-righteous. I got up this morning, I went and played basketball. After staying out kind of late last night. I'm hurting. Okay, so these cubes, right? Gerald, we could have put him into a cube. You know, let's just go ahead and use all the cube as much as we can. Top would have been there. Side would have been like right here. Oh, it would have needed to have come down to like here, right? Yep. So that means we'll need to make some sort of... Check this out. Glad we did this. I mean, but this is also me just being technical. So we've got some sort of reflection, something that belongs to Gerald that comes here. I don't know what, but it belongs to Gerald and it lands here. Phantom Gerald. Glare from Gerald. We'll have to work this detail a little bit later. Still, we're addressing the cube that was Gerald. All right, and then we've reduced that cube. There's his outline. All right, now we've got his space. We've created his space and his shape. From there, we can add information to detail his form. Man, I've been rapping for a minute. We're at 20 minutes now. All right. So that means the prepared closing is on its way. Yikes. I'm goofing. Getting impatient. Man, impatience is a thing, man. Today when I was hooping, I found we went on a run. We were winning some games. Had a really good team. They were doing all the heavy lifting. I don't know what happened to me today. Anyway, I digress. But one of the things I do know that happened to me was I was feeling very impatient. I was like, why is this game not over yet? And we had won a couple of games, and I think that's where the impatience came from. It was like, we're better than the team that we're playing against. This game should just already be over. I think we ended up losing that game. And we lost because we lost because of I definitely stopped doing the things that needed to be done for the team to win. I stopped doing my part. And I did it because I was ready to go. I stopped doing them because I was ready to go. I was over it. I wonder how many other things we lose to our own impatience. Like if impatience were hunger, if they were like the same thing, and like you lose, and we somehow lose ability to perform because of hunger. Leftover right? Okay, so then, yeah, what ability do you lose because of impatience? Because your impatience has grown. Put that one in the comments. All right, guys, where are we at? 23 minutes? Okay, we got a couple more painting minutes. We gonna use them too. We in here hustling. I'm in here making details. Oh, God. Forgive me. Going down rabbit holes. Next thing I'm going to be doing in here is painting buttons. I might need to do that while the paint is wet, though. White buttons? How do you make a white button? Well, I'm going to start off with yellow and green. What? Hey, let's see what happens. All right. That could be a white button, bro. That could be it. Here, I'm gonna help it out, though. I'm going to put a highlight on it to give it like a home. can't really get white right now. I think it kind of worked. I also think that we're at 25 minutes and like 30 seconds. All right, so here we go, the prepared close. Whether this is the end or just another Tuesday, the question is still the same. What are you becoming? The world will always give you something to fear, but it will also hand you another brushstroke, another conversation, another chance to make room for someone to be seen, heard, and understood. So don't spend all your energy trying to figure out how the story ends. Spend it becoming someone who leaves the world a little better than they found it. I'm Brendan Williams, also known as BW. And I'll be back, Lord willing, tomorrow to paint alongside of you. To build another bridge.
Gerald looks kind of blocky.